Eritrea is a country of stark contrasts, where the elegant ghost of its Italian colonial past lingers amid present-day isolation. Its capital, Asmara, was once a bustling hub of European modernism, sculpted by Italian corporations like FIAT and Pirelli. Today, those influences remain in the city's architecture and culture, even as Eritrea has chosen a path of self-reliance and solitude. The story of Eritrea is a journey from a corporate colony to a closed nation, raising a central question. What is the value of this Italian legacy? Is it a museum of a bygone era or a lost opportunity for partnership and growth? As we explore Asmara's streets, we'll see how the past shapes Eritrea's crossroads today. When Italy established Eritrea as a colony in 1890, it was as much a corporate project as a political one. Italian industrialists, backed by the government, saw Eritrea as a blank canvas for their ambitions. Companies like Ansaldo built the dramatic Eritrean railway, connecting the highlands to the port of Massawa and enabling commerce and control. Italian agricultural firms transformed the landscape, introducing new crops and farming techniques, tying Eritrea's economy to Italy's needs. This reshaping displaced traditional practices and set the stage for a model colony. The partnership between state and corporation aimed to create a permanent Italian society abroad. Railways, farms, and infrastructure were just the beginning. The groundwork laid by these ventures would soon turn Asmara into a dazzling showcase of Italian life. Eritrea's transformation was underway, field by field, track by track. Eritrea's transformation was driven by Italy's industrial giants. FIAT brought cars, workshops, and a new lifestyle, filling Asmara's streets with Italian vehicles and businesses. Pirelli supplied the tires that kept the colony moving, symbolizing modernity and integration with Italy's industrial sphere. Ansaldo expanded from railways to building ports, power plants, and factories, creating the backbone of Eritrea's economy. Other Italian companies followed, from construction to food processing, embedding Italian commerce and culture deep into Eritrean life. These corporations weren't just investors, they were missionaries of a way of life. Their presence made Eritrea a surprisingly diverse industrial center. The Italian identity was stamped on every corner of the colony. The 1930s marked the peak of Italy's colonial project, with Asmara transformed into Little Rome. Italian architects experimented with futurism and Art Deco, creating avant-garde landmarks like the Fiat Tagliero building. Wide boulevards, cafes, and shops brought the Italian lifestyle to Africa, while banks and insurance companies signaled economic permanence. For Italians, Asmara was a city of opportunity and comfort. But beneath the glamour, strict racial segregation confined Eritreans to the margins, providing labor but excluded from the city's social life. The modernist city was a symbol of progress for its creators, but a reminder of subjugation for the local population. Asmara was a city of two halves, one basking in privilege, the other in shadow. The corporate presence was woven into every aspect of urban life. Little Rome was both a triumph and a tragedy. World War II marked the unraveling of Italy's African empire and its corporate experiment in Eritrea. Factories shifted to military production, but the wartime boom was brief. The British captured Asmara in 1941, inheriting a frozen, industrialized city. Italian corporations, cut off from their homeland, began to withdraw as the colonial era ended. The British maintained some industries, but the vision of a permanent Italian colony was gone. Post-war, Eritrea was federated with Ethiopia, sparking decades of conflict. Italian companies sold off assets and left, their grand ambitions evaporating. By the 1960s, the industrial giants were gone, leaving behind a shell of their former presence. Eritrea's corporate hub became a relic of a lost empire. Even after the Italians left, their legacy endured in Eritrea's architecture, culture, and daily life. Asmara's modernist buildings stood untouched, later earning UNESCO World Heritage status. Italian language and culinary habits, macchiatos, pasta, and beer, became part of Eritrean identity. The Italian way of life lingered in rituals and urban culture long after the colonists departed. Industrial infrastructure remained, but without Italian investment, it decayed. War and economic stagnation left factories silent and railways abandoned. Eritrea inherited a modern foundation it could no longer sustain. The Italian shadow was both a gift and a burden, a beautiful, melancholic reminder of what was. The country fought for its future amid the ruins of its colonial past. The Eritrea's independence in 1993 brought hope for renewal. With inherited infrastructure and optimism, many expected foreign investment to return, perhaps even from Italy. But the government's philosophy of self-reliance soon took hold, wary of foreign dependency. Strict controls and a focus on sovereignty discouraged international business. Major Italian corporations saw little incentive to return, and the grand facilities of the past remained mostly silent. Italy's presence became cultural and diplomatic, not corporate. The relationship is now friendly but distant, a nostalgic link rather than a partnership. Eritrea chose solitude, preserving independence at the cost of economic integration. Eritrea's past and present are two worlds in one place. The 1930s saw a bustling, outward-looking hub plugged into Italy's economy and global trade. Asmara was alive with commerce, construction, and ambition. Today, Eritrea is a hermit nation, prioritizing sovereignty and self-sufficiency. The city's vintage cars and empty corporate buildings are relics of a different era. The global connections are gone, but the Italian cultural traces remain. Eritrea lives inside a shell built by foreign corporations, haunted by its own history. The hub and the hermit, two sides of the same coin. Eritrea's story with Italian corporations poses a question for its future. Should it reopen to foreign investment, leveraging its infrastructure and strategic location for growth? Or should it continue its path of self-reliance, wary of repeating colonial patterns? The legacy of the past offers arguments for both prosperity and risk, opportunity and caution. Economic sovereignty is prized, but so is the potential for revival. The choice belongs to Eritrea and its people. Asmara's quiet streets are both a museum and a canvas for the future. The ghosts of FIAT, Pirelli, and Ansaldo linger, not as a demand but as a question. Is the door to the world best left open or closed?